It is confirmed that for the next 3 years, Morley, Moses, Ochama, Age will be the manager of KCCFC. After that was confirmed on the various platforms of KCCFC this week. But do you know the team that he'll be operating with for the next 3 years? That is from the year 2021 up until the year 2024. We'll confirm all this shortly on the KCCFC TV show tonight. But first, it is season 3, another season of the show, guys. Episode 1 of the KCCFC TV show. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje and I'm your host. You and I are definitely walking this journey together. Now to start it off with everything, the club news from KCCFC this week. 7 of our players traveled to Ethiopia, plus also a manager, that is for the Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup. Remember that tournament had to start earlier this month, but it was postponed. That was by Sekafa. But the tournament will be starting this weekend, and that tournament will be going up until the end of July. We have 7 players on that 23-man squad that traveled to Ethiopia, and the 7 are the captain of the team, Charles Lukwago, who is also the assistant captain of that team. That is the under-23 team that traveled to Ethiopia. You might be asking, why is he part of the under-23 team? The rules allow that 3 members that are above the age of 23 can make the final team. So he's among the 3 that made that final team that above the age 23. So Charles Lukwago is the assistant captain of that team. He made the final squad. Defenders Musa Ramadan and Peter Magambo. These 2 have played 2 games together, that is on the national team. Remember that friendly game against Saudi Arabia, the first one ending 0-0 and the second one ending 2-0 away in Saudi Arabia. They played together and they will also be playing together possibly in this tournament. They also feature for KCCFC as the centre backs are normally been playing together. That's for the past season. So the midfielders, Brighton Ukani, who is on loan at KCCFC, yet to renew his contract, but he's still a KCCFC player because his contract is still going on. Plus Steven Serada. Those are the 2 midfielders that are from KCCFC that traveled with the team to Ethiopia. And the forwards are Julius Poloto, who is also an assistant captain at KCCFC, and Samuel Senyonjo, who scored 10 goals in the Uganda Premier League. That is last season, plus 1 goal in the Uganda Cup. Total was 11 goals for the young man. So those are the 7 players away in Ethiopia, with the manager of KCCFC, Morley, who is also the head coach of that under-23 team that is away in Ethiopia. So wish them the very best, and we know that they will fly the flag of Uganda higher, and also the band of KCCFC higher. So all the best to the 7 guys, and also to the entire Uganda under-23 Cobs side that will be representing Uganda for the next 2 weeks away in Ethiopia for the Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup. All the best, guys. Still about the club news from KCCFC this week. Man, guys, KCCFC was voted, was awarded by Football 256. Now, Football 256 is an online publication. I'm sure you must have read a few stories about them, some of them about the football club, and so much about sport in Uganda. So they have annual awards that where they normally award very many things to different people, players of various Uganda Premier League clubs, and also officials. So this week, KCCFC was awarded in 2 categories. That is for the social media team of the year and also the club media team of the year. And now when you talk about club media team of the year, KCCFC has got 3 gentlemen that operate everything about the media relations at the football club. Definitely yours truly being part of that. And Julian, Robert Mulamule and Ivan Turiatunga. So kudos to you guys and everybody that has made this possible, all the fans, everyone that engages in the content of the football club that has made it possible for the club to be awarded and recognized as the social media team of the year, plus the club media team of the year for its reliability and everything good in terms of media. So all the best to, guys, keep pushing. That is Robert, Ivan and I, and everybody at the football club for supporting all the initiatives that the media team tries to put up. Thank you very much. Now, away from that, this week we had something major for the football club, a huge milestone, I should say, because Moses Ochama Morley Age was confirmed as the manager of KCCFC for the next 3 years, and that will be from the year 2021, July, up until June 2024. Now this was definitely at an event that happened at the MTN Omondi Stadium, and definitely the chairman being there to witness this, and so much, there's been so much speculation of who is going to become KCCFC's manager, that is for the next season, because there was an interim management that was from March 2021 when Morley became the interim manager with his team, and all their contracts ran down. That was at the end of June 2021, June 30th. That's when all their contracts ran down. That's the entire technical team. So definitely the board and the management at KCCFC had to make the calls. And the calls were definitely huge because very many people were interested in this job. Very many names probably were cited. But the board made a decision, and Morley is going to be the manager of KCCFC for the next 3 years. Amazing scenes. I happen to have been part of everything that was happening, the unveiling and what. And you would see how, just look at the journey of a guy who came in the club in 1995 as a ball boy, becomes a player for the junior side, starts playing for the senior side for a couple of years, plays for the national team and very many other sides, and then finally coming back to the club to be an assistant manager on 3 occasions, and finally becoming a manager. What a journey Mr. Morley has had. But first, we have the chairman of KCCFC telling us why they made a decision to get Morley as the manager of KCCFC. So have a look.
Dear viewer, on behalf of the KCCA family, I want to welcome you and thank you for your contribution towards the success of KCCA Football Club, both locally and at the continent stage. Today, I'm here to unveil Coach Morley Moses Ochama again as the head coach of Kampala City Authority Football Club. He is formerly a player of KCCA FC. He's been an assistant manager of the club on 3 different occasions. He's also been the interim manager for close to 3 to 4 months. He therefore understands the business requirements and demands of the various stakeholders at KCCA. On behalf of the board, we want to assure all our stakeholders that we shall be giving him the necessary support required in order for him to take this club to the next stage. We believe that given time and support from all our stakeholders, he'll be able to take our club forward and help us achieve all our past expectations. I pray that God will keep us safe and that we shall also keep ourselves safe through following the SOPs so that we can live to see our planned expectations. I thank you.
Definitely congratulations from Morley Biekwaso there, the chairman coming out strong to say that the board and everybody at KCCFC will support Morley Biekwaso together with his team to make sure KCCFC gets back to the topmost level. So strong words from the chairman there, and if you get the assurance from the topmost man at the football club, which other assurance do you need? So top stuff from the chairman of KCCFC. We also caught up with Morley Biekwaso for his first interview after he was named the manager of KCCFC. So here is Morley Biekwaso giving his first word as the manager of KCCFC.
First of all, I have to thank the Almighty God for this occasion and the opportunity I've been given by my bosses of KCCFC. And I'm ready to work with everyone on board to see that the club succeed in the future. Ever since I came into playing football, I admired so much being a coach, and being a coach needs someone who is a bit organized. You need to be organized, you need to be dedicated. So all along I've been focusing to be a manager of any team, and I've ever been a manager of some teams within the country, and I think I'll do my best to see that I deliver in any way to see that the club really goes back to its top positions. As I told you earlier on, you don't need to rush things to be back on top, but people have to get used to your mentality. I think some players towards the end of the season, they had already started changing. They had started playing that aggressive game, a positive aggressive game. I think we shall see. How you need to give some people chance in the first season to see that they pick what you want, and then the second year, you never know, you can decide and say, I've given this one a chance and this one a chance, so let me take my decision. But right now, the players we are having will remain, and we shall work with them to see that we achieve something in the future.
Strong words from the manager on his first interview, and you would really feel he was really excited. Don't be fooled by his kind of calmness, but that's how Morley Biekwaso is. He decides to be that calm guy, a little bit laid back and patient, but when it gets down to getting results and everything done, he's a different guy altogether. Remember, Morley Biekwaso has just been named the best coach. That was in the under-20 tournament. That was in Mauritania a few months ago. Remember that Uganda under-20 team, the Hippos, made it until the finals, and they got the silver medal in that tournament. So he's a man with a huge CV despite his age. And now, who is Morley Biekwaso? You might be there out asking, who is this guy and everything. Morley Biekwaso is, his full names are Morley Biekwaso Moses Ochama Age. You know, that's Mr. Morley Biekwaso. He's a former player of Kololo SS. That's where he played his football, just next to the MTN Omondi Stadium. Those who know that place. Now, Morley Biekwaso joined KCCFC in 1994 as a trainee. Most people who saw him at the time said he used to do ball boy work. If you've seen what a ball boy does, the guys that send back the balls on the pitch during play. So that was Morley Biekwaso. But he had the talent, and just because he was from Kololo SS, he would come down to the stadium, that was at Lukwago, and have a few moments, watch the guys play, the stars of the time. And that's when he got the zeal and everything to become a KCCFC player. So in 1995 up until 2002, Morley Biekwaso played for KCCFC. That was the senior side. At the time, he played with players like Wilbur Musika. There were other players that he played with, the Jackson managers of this world. Morley Biekwaso, that is the generation. He was a young guy when he came into the club, just like you've seen a few of the youngsters, the Alan Okelos, the Peter Magambos, and the Julius Polotos. Now in 2003-2004, Morley Biekwaso joined SC Villa. That was from KCCFC. He later joined Atraco in 2005-2007. That is Atraco in Rwanda. And then 2008-2009, he joined Express. That is Mr. Morley Biekwaso still. Now from 2009 to 2012, he served as an assistant manager or an assistant coach at KCCFC under two managers, that is Matia Lule and George Bestinsimbe. That was Mr. Morley Biekwaso from 2009 to 2012. Now in 2013, he was an assistant coach at Sports Club Victoria. If you remember that club, Sports Club Victoria University. That was in 2013. And in 2014-2015, he became the coach of Sports Club Victoria University. And they achieved so many things. If you remember that league title that KCCFC won on the final day, and that was against, they were head toe-to-toe with Sports Club Victoria University. But they came out high, that is KCCFC, and won the league, I think, by a point. During that time, Morley Biekwaso was in charge at Sports Club Victoria University during that time. And now from 2015 to 2021, he came back at KCCFC to become the assistant manager. That was to Mike Hilary Mutebi. For 6 years, these guys have been working together. Everything KCCFC has achieved for that time when KCCFC went to the group stages of Confederations Cup, Champions League, won 5 Uganda Premier League titles during that time. It's been all that team. Morley Biekwaso has been part of that team. So he's been part and parcel of the success of KCCFC. Now this year, in 2021, in March, he was appointed the interim manager. That was after KCCFC and Mike Mutebi parted ways just before the second round of the Star Times Uganda Premier League season started. And he served in that position for 3 months. That was March, April, May, and June. Because it was coming to the end of March, so we'll say April, May, and June. And then on June 30th, all their contracts ran out. That is the first team of KCCFC. And that meant that Mr. Morley Biekwaso did not have a contract, or none of the members of that technical team had contracts. Now, in July 2021, the board made a pronunciation and they announced Mr. Morley Biekwaso as the manager of KCCFC for the next 3 years. That means from July 2021 up until June 2024. Mr. Morley Biekwaso will be in charge, the manager of KCCFC, in charge of everything technical. So that's a brief profile about Mr. Morley Byekwaso. You all know what he has done for the Uganda Cranes, call it the Uganda Hippos side. He has been part of that Uganda Hippos side. Remember that tournament Uganda played in 2019 in Gulu. He was with that team. The team stopped at the quarterfinals. Then he was given still a second chance because that team played and won the Sekafa Under-20 tournament. That was in Tanzania last year. That tournament, he was the head coach. The team still played in the AFCON Under-20 tournament this year in Mauritania, and it went up until the finals where they lost to Ghana 2-0. He was voted the best coach of that tournament. Guys, we have the right man for this job, and he's going to be the manager of KCFC for the next 3 years. So briefly, that is a background and everything, the profile of Mr. Morley Byekwaso. So we may not finish everything on the show tonight, but briefly to tell you that that is the man that will be in charge of everything at KCCFC for the next 3 years. Guys, we still have so much because Mr. Morley Byekwaso named the guys that he will be operating with for the next 3 years on his technical team, and you're going to get it first on the KCCFC TV show. But first, after this break. Now welcome back from that break. I told you that Mr. Morley Byekwaso, after getting named as the manager KCCFC, he also named the technical team members that he will be working with that will help him push for his philosophy that is at KCCFC for the next 3 years. Now that was shortly after KCCFC confirmed him as the manager of KCCFC, and Mr. Morley Byekwaso named 7 members that will be operating with him, that is on the technical team of KCCFC. Now, in case you missed it, because I know all of you missed it, here's Morley Byekwaso naming for the very first time, and you're getting it for the first time here on KCCFC TV. That is the team that he will be operating with for the next 3 years as a manager. Have a look. Wow, strong technical team from Morley Byekwaso, and you've just got it official on the KCCFC TV show, and that confirms that 3 members that have been operating on part of the technical team at KCCFC, namely Magera Jackson, who's been the head coach of the junior team and also an assistant coach on the senior team, will leave the club. Another confirmation, Robert Kabuye, who has also been one of the assistant coaches at KCCFC on the senior team, the senior side, also leaves the football club. And another confirmation that Alan Subuga, who has also been a statistician at KCCFC, everything working on statistics, also now leaves the football club, and that's the confirmation that the 3 will no longer be staff of KCCFC because the manager did not name them among his technical team that he'll be operating with. Now, to go back and just to try to dissect and give you short profiles on all the technical members that Mr. Morley Byekwaso named, and now you have it. That's the full technical team of KCCFC. The manager will be Morley Byekwaso, and we don't need any more introductions for him. The assistant will be Mr. Badru Kadu, and Mr. Badru Kadu has been part and parcel of KCCFC for the last 6 years. Joined in 2015 with Mike Motebi and served for the next 6 years. His contract also ran down in June but has been renewed. And that means that he will be serving as an assistant manager with Morley Byekwaso for the next 3 years after the confirmation from the manager there. He has been formerly serving as a fitness coach at KCCFC and also a first team coach. So he's been upgraded to an assistant manager. So Mr. Morley Byekwaso's assistant is well known. The other person is Felix Ayobo. Now, Felix Ayobo comes on board as their fitness and conditioning coach. Felix Ayobo works with the Uganda Cranes, if you've been able to look at the Uganda Cranes train lately, and also during games, the guy that normally comes out first with the players as they try to stretch and, you know, warm themselves up before a football game or even before training sessions. For those that are lucky that have been able to watch the training sessions of the Uganda Cranes, that is the guy. Felix Ayobo joins the team, and he will be doing everything strength and conditioning for KCCFC team, and also everything fitness. He takes over from what Mr. Badru Kadu has been doing. So welcome on board, Felix Ayobo. And just to give you a short profile on Felix Ayobo, he's a sports scientist by profession. He has a qualification for Bachelor's of Science in Sports Science that was from Makerere University. Previous jobs from 2019 to 2021, he's worked with Lead Sports as a scientist, and then also Ascent Soccer Uganda. And then from 2019 to date, just like I said, he's the head of fitness and conditioning on the Uganda Cranes national team. And then his current job title at KCCFC is head of fitness and conditioning. So welcome aboard. That is Mr. Felix Ayobo. The other is Malinga Richard. Now, Malinga Richard has been serving previously as the assistant coach for the junior team and also an assistant coach on the senior team. Now, he's been upgraded in the new management as now the head coach of the junior team, but also maintains his position as an assistant coach on the senior team. He's been working with the defenders, and because he's a former defender and also one of the former captains of KCCFC, and so he remains. It doesn't need much of a profile on him because most of you know him. The other is Saka Mpima, who comes on board as an assistant coach for the senior team and also an assistant coach for the soccer academy, taking over what Mr. Malinga Richard has been formerly, that is on as the assistant coach of the soccer academy. So Mr. Saka Mpima coming in from UPDA Football Club, he's been the assistant coach there. So he comes on board as an assistant, one of the assistant coaches on KCCFC. Just to give you some of the things that Mr. Saka Mpima has been able to achieve during his playing time and also his coaching period. Remember, Mr. Saka Mpima, he's a former captain and also former player at KCCFC. So some of the achievements in 2008, 2015, so much, I see things like a coach at Dynamic SS Sunday, 16 to 17, Junior League finalist with Revita Junior team, if you remember that time. Then in 2011, he was a coach with Bululi as they won the Masaza Cup Championship. And then 2020 and 2021, he's military games champions with the UPDF side. Man has a very huge CV, guys. His playing career in 2001 to 2005, he was at Dynamic SS Sunday as a student. 2005 to 2006, Mbale Heroes Football Club. 2006 to 2009, Masindi Junior Town Council FC. 2007-2008, CRO FC in Mbale. All these clubs I'm talking about were part of the league then. And then 2008 to 2010, that is Kinyara Sugar Football Club. 2010 to 2016 at KCCA, where he was able to win 3 titles. Mr. Saka Mpima, huge CV that one. 2016 to 2017, Proline Football Club on loan as a player. And then 2017 to 2018, still at Proline Football Club as a coach. And then 2018 and 2020, still at Proline Football Club. So his coaching career, 2006 to date, he's still a coach at Dynamic SS Sunday. And that school has a number of players where we have seen, if you recall, a player in the names of Derek Nsibambi also came in from that team, and other players. Then 2011 we have Bululi Saza, to 2012 Bululi Saza, 2016-17 Revita Junior team, 2017-2018 Maroons, 2018-2019 Maokota Saza, 2020 Chagwe, 2021 military games, that is the brigade, where he was able to win in the Nakasongola as a coach. And then 2020-2021, that is last season, was the coach at UPDF, the assistant coach. So a huge CV still from Mr. Saka Mpima, coming in from UPDF as an assistant coach. Now will also be one of the assistant coaches at KCCFC. The 6th member of the technical team is Dr. Sewanyana Ivan, who has still been the doctor of KCCFC and now maintains his position, will still serve for the next 3 years as a doctor on that team. Then Mr. Tusubira Emmanuel, serves as a physiotherapist. He has also been part of that former technical team of KCCFC. Not forgetting Mr. Moses Oloya, who is the goalkeeping coach at KCCFC. He came in just midway the season, and he will still serve for the next 3 years. And lastly, the scout of the team, Walugembe Fahad Yahaya, who has also still been the scout of the football team and will remain as the scout of the football team. So guys, those are the confirmed 9 members. And just to give them in summary, Morley Kwaso, the manager, Kadu Badru, the assistant manager, Moses Oloya, the goalkeeping coach, Felix Ayobo, the fitness and conditioning coach, Malinga Richard, an assistant coach, stroke head coach for the soccer academy, Saka Mpima, assistant coach, stroke the assistant coach for the soccer academy, Sewanyana Ivan, team doctor, Tusubira Emmanuel, physiotherapist, and finally Walugembe Fahad Yahaya. And those are the 9 members that will be serving with Morley Kwaso on his technical team. Now, as we were unveiling Morley Kwaso as the manager, KCCFC, he came up to give strong words, that is, in terms of everything cooperation with his team. And he claims and also says that it will be very key if the technical team that he has just appointed cooperate. So in his own words, here's Morley Kwaso mentioning why it's very key to have a very cooperative team and how it will help him achieve so much for the football club for the next 3 years. Have a look.
Football, you don't rush things, but we need to go very, very fast to build the team, to see that its image remains in one line. That will need a lot of hard work, dedication, to see that whoever works with the club, we as technical team, all players, does his best, because this is a winning team. We need to be on top every day. First of all, I'll demand a lot of commitment. Fitness levels must be up. We need to have players who are effective and efficient to see that they deliver. We've missed a lot of opportunities of winning in the last 2 seasons, and that's the reason why we've not taken any trophy. So we need to be very, very intelligent in this season to see that whatever we manage, at least we achieve something out of it.
Top staff from the manager calling on to his team and asking them to cooperate, and together they will be able to achieve so much. Strong staff from the manager, and you feel there's already a sense of good vibe and a feel-good moment at the football club. We wish you all the best, Mr. Morley. So guys, we're going to be going to a break, and when we return, we have social media reactions and also fans giving their take on the new manager, and so much still on the show after the break. Now, welcome back from that break. We told you we have social media reactions and also fans' videos commenting about what exactly they feel after KCCFC named Morley Kwaso as the manager of KCCFC. And we'll start with Twitter. Now on Twitter, Ivan Khan says, "Welcome home, sir." And then we have Bismarck Erisa coming up to say congratulations to him. Still your reactions on Twitter. Yoweri Kibicho says, "Congratulations, Morley. We expect attacking football and a well-balanced team." Lugolobi James still on Twitter says, "Welcome, Morley, and we pray you live to the club's expectations." And finally on Twitter, Diana of LA says, "Thank God now Uganda Cranes should get a coach and leave him for KCCFC." Well, that is Diana on Twitter. Now going to the next platform, that is Instagram. Juko comes up to say, "Let's go," and puts a lot of emojis there. Quite very happy there. Then Charlie the Legend says, "Congratulations, Sam Muko." Well, I hope he's Muko. Then Dennis Wemby says, "Yes, finally, all the best, Gaffer. Welcome to the best club in Africa and some parts of Europe." Still on Instagram, Wilbur Musika, this is a former player of KCCFC, says, "May the Lord guide you." And he played with him, so he wishes him all the best. And finally, on Twitter, Santana Kama, this is a musician, comes up to say, hashtag welcome Morley. There are so many reactions definitely on those platforms. We'll go to Facebook finally. And then Barbara Bree says, "Congratulations, coach." She's a former employee of the football club. Sevunya Martial Herrera says, hope he wins us the League Cup next season. Daniel says, process by process, we shall win again. Sumba Sudais says, let us hope it will be the start of another good era at the club. We wish you the best. Okechombo Davis says, the Ugandan Arteta, you will have to cry like 4 years for him to give you results. Well, that is him. Herbert Chiwendo says, Kong's coach, a lot is expected from you. So many reactions, guys, on social media. We cannot really finish all those, but we appreciate all the guys that, really gave in their reactions on social media after the coach was appointed, and we take that kind of feedback very seriously. For those that were a little bit positive, for those that were negative, well, you're entitled to your opinion. So guys, just shortly after Mr. Morley was confirmed as the manager of KCCFC, we caught up with the manager just to find out with him where did the club fall short last season in terms of its objectives, what has to be done in the coming season, and also asked him what is his plan for the soccer academy, that is the development of talent from the junior side, because it's been the feeder side for KCCFC senior team for quite some time. You've seen players like Dialan Okelos, Poloto, Magambo, and the many other players that have come from that side. So the manager, in his own words, gave a comment about this. So here is the manager giving his take. Have a look.
It has to go on. It has to continue, because all of us came through that lane. We cannot dispatch that way, because any future of a big club come through the youth setups. So I think it has to continue, and it will be there. Definitely when a team fails to deliver in 2 years, there must be a lot of things, there must be a lot of changes. This team has been known for winning trophies. This team is a product. So we need to be, as I said earlier on, we need to be very, very smart and intelligent to see that whoever will be on this team as a player, as a coach, must come with experience, must come with objective of making a club achieve to its best. For me, I think we lacked commitment somewhere, because we had achieved a lot. So that commitment really went a bit low. We are living in fantasy after achieving for many years. So I think we are not hungry enough. So we need to be hungry in the upcoming seasons to see that we catch it back. But if we remain satisfied, I think it will haunt us again. This is the reason why I want hand in hand to work with the management and the executive and the administration and the technical team, players, to see that I pass this message to them, that sometimes it's not good to be satisfied with such a job. Every time you need to be hungry to see that you achieve a lot of things.
Strong words from the manager there, saying the club was a little bit complacent in terms of everything. Maybe we had over one and we felt a little bit entitled. And we thought probably we had a birthright to winning. So coming up to say that we need to get back to the drawing board and work our way to the top, get back to the drawing board and work our way to the top. So strong words from the manager there, and coming up to say that he will still use the junior team, because it's been and he also says that most of them, him inclusive, was part of the junior setup of KCCFC. I remember the Wilbur Musikas that were promoted later to the KCCFC senior team. So he says he will not drop that philosophy of getting players from the feeder side, the junior side, to the senior side. So, very encouraging word from the manager, and all the youngsters out there watching and are part of the junior side of KCCFC. Work hard and make sure you impress the new management, and you make your way to the senior team of KCCFC. Now, guys, we caught up with the fans. We asked fans to send in their videos, and give their comments about the appointment of the new manager, plus also his team. And definitely the fans sent in their videos, because they're home and they're trying to make sure they maintain all the SOPs that were given to us by the Ministry of Health. So the fans gave their take, and interesting stuff from the fans. They don't want to talk about this I just want you to have a look at what exactly the fans said when we announced Morley as manager. Here it is.
Hello everyone, my name is Aheebwa Brian. I'm a star KCCA FC fan based in Europe.
Amanya gange nze Steven Spurs, mwagizi wa KCCA era mbeera wano Naguru.
Amanya gange nze Ramanzan Luwanga nsinzidde Makindye.
Ndi musanyufu nnyo olwaleero okuba nti kirabu yaffe yafunye omutendesi omujja Coach Morley. Tuli basanyufu ekyamazima era tumulinamu essuubi. Tukakasa nti Coach Morley ajja tutuusa mu nsi ensuubizi. Ebikopo tugenda biwangula, agenda kuba abantu wano era bajja kumutegeera kubanga omupiira gwa wano aguluddemu ebbanga ddene yasambirako KCC abaddewo ebbanga ddene era nga bagitendeka. Nze kyemmanyi ajja kuba mutendesi wa njawulo, bingi byayize ku mutendesi abaddewo era nze nina essuubi nti agenda tuleetera abasambi sizoni ejja abalungi oba oliawo abagenda okufuula KCC tiimu ey'enjawulo ng'emabegako bwe yali.
I would like to congratulate Coach Morley upon his appointment as the KCCA FC manager. Thank you for taking up the role. You know, it's not very easy. And a few comments that I would like to give upon your appointment is that
Ekyomutendesi Morley okujja ku kanso tekibadde kipya abamu ku ffe tubaye tukimanyi nti era omulimu baagumuwadda. Justin Tijjo yabadde asayininga confirmation. Obuzibu kati obuliwo nti alina emirimu ebiri, alina n'omulimu ogw'oku national team. Kati kyova olaba ffe ng'abamu abawagizi tubadde tusaba nti wabeewo ku assistant ow'amaanyi. Sigamba muno tunyooma kati gundi aliwo Kebbi, naye Kebbi is not tasobola kukola mulimu ogwo bulungi nga bwe tubadde twetaaga.
Ndi mugumu nnyo nti bwe baba nga board yamuwadde obuvunaanyizibwa okutwala ttiimu yaffe maaso ajja tukolera ebitundu 8 ku 10 nga nkusinza nga we mulabyeko nga we mumanyi kubanga ne wotunira mu setup ye gy'abadde akola bino ebiseera byabadde ng'ali interim coach abadde agezaako okulaba ng'azimba ekintu kyagenda okukola oba okukozesa naddala mu basambi.
One thing that I would like to tell you is that kindly make up your senior first 11 team. That can never fail you, and of you avoiding as well tinkering with the squad, because when you tinkered around with your first 11, I remember last season it wasn't so easy for you, and people were gambling with the games here and there. A lot of players were gambling with their different numbers. We didn't have first 11, strong first 11.
Nze kwakukonako ne bawagizi bannanga abalala bagamba nti Coach Morley Bekwaso tasaanidde kuba head coach. Nze ku lwange nga nze ndowooza nti coach asaanidde olw'ensonga ezimu oba endala. Coach aluddewo amanye ebiri ku KCCA, abadde assistant coach, yaliko omusambi wa KCCA, ate n'ekirala nti akolagana nnyo n'abaana abato, atumbula emitindo gy'abaana abato. N'olwekyo nsuubira nti bwe baba bamuwadde akadde season ng'emu babbiri ajja kuba nti azza KCCA engulu.
Kebbi is a coach first team coach. Ye asobola okukola ku bintu bya physical fitness, asobola okubogolera abaana abo n'agamba gwe ddayo wakuwaze, naye ekyokupulaningira ttiimu n'okubeera assistant manager ndowooza tajja tekimujjaamu bulungi nnyo.
Bakooki abo bonna bw'omulowoozaako waliwo akaseera ke baali balina okuba nti beesigibwa, beetaaga omuntu abawa akadde basobole okuba nga balaga kiki basobola okukola. Nze ndowooza akadde kano bwe tutakawe Coach Morley Bekwaso tewali mulala ajja kukamuwa.
Weewaawo nga sizoni zino ebbiri eziwedde tetusobodde kuwangula kikopo kyonna, naye mmanyi sizoni ejja tetwafunye omutendesi ow'amaanyi tulina essuubi nti agenda tuleetera ebikopo tubirabeko erugogo.
Wabula kyalina okumanya nti KCCA team mpanguzi ya bikopo buli season at least tuba twagala tuwangulayo ekikopo. Kyonna ky'abazimbye, kyonna ky'abalowoozaako alina okulowooza kuwangula ekikopo. Twagala kuwangula bikopo mu buli ngeri, oba tutya twagala kuwangula bikopo.
You need to continue being focused and with great determination in that we need to get back to winning the Premier League title and getting back to the competition of continental games, of which we have been having monopoly, having KCCA representing the country, but this time around we're not going because we have lost the glory again, but we're going to bounce back stronger.
Wabanga adidde kyabadde azimbye nayongeramu experience players kubanga tulina abaana abato banjiko bana bayongeddemu ba experience players nga bataano nsuubira ajja tutwala mu maaso ate ndi mugumu nga ffe abawagizi tulinamu supportinga ajja tutwala mu maaso bulungi nnyo kubanga ndaba nga buli kimu akikola ng'ayagala.
Twagala kuwangula bikopo n'olwekyo kyonna kyabazimbye talina kutwala kadde sizoni nnyingi sizoni emu maaso tuba twagala kuwangula kikopo naye nsuubira nti wanaaba amazeewo sizoni ng'emu babbiri KCCA ejja kubewangula ebikopo.
Ndi musanyufu nnyo ne bawagizi bannange mbasaba mwenna gye muli Kooki Morley tumuwagire tumusabire tumuteekemu obwesige ajja kubeera mutendesi mulungi nnyo neyanziza nnyo.
Kooki Morley byekwasa omwagaliza birungi byereere mwagaliza buwanguzi twesunze nnyo okumulabako erugogo season ejja. We can't wait to see him next season nga head coach nga yawe ebiragiro.
Well, interesting stuff, guys, from the fans. The videos are really cheeky. Some of the fans coming up to show positive vibes, to the manager. Some of them saying that they believe in the manager. They will push him. He's a former player of the football club. He knows the DNA. He knows everything the football club wants to achieve because he's been part of it since 2016 up until this time. So they wish him all the best for the next 3 years. Some of them coming up to say everything they had to say, but we respect the opinions from the fans, and because the fan zone is their segment where they can vent out everything they want to say as the way they want, so long as they do not go vulgar. So guys, that's been it for the show tonight. We congratulate everybody that was named on Morley Bekwaso's technical team, the 9 members. Wish you all the best, and please steer the club back to glory. Let us get back to the Champions League, and let's get back to the group stages and make it even further, and let us get to win trophies just like we have always done. And because it's been part of our DNA, I would say it's a birthright for us to win. Well, that's my opinion. Guys, that's been it. Season 3, Episode 1 ends here. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje. We'll be back next week with Season 3, Episode 2, and hopefully with a signing this time. I don't want to excite you. Have a good night.